Good evening, everybody. It's Sammy here at Sammy J Stitches. Back for another vlog. So here's what I decided after uploading my video this morning, is that currently, I apparently have a lot to say. So, I'm going to keep doing the vlog style for a little while, until it no longer suits me. And, instead of trying to make it last a week, because apparently I'm very chatty, every time I hit somewhere around 45 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and upload it. Because I don't want them to be extremely long, but if I do it too short, I'll be uploading every day, and I don't want to get back into that. That was a little bit much. So, what we're doing tonight. I've already gotten several comments on my last video. I've already got 4 book suggestions, or it's more than 4 book suggestions, but it's 4 people that have suggested. I did want to say to Diana, I have already read Red Queen. I think I'm on the 3rd book in that series. So, if your comment gets picked, I'll let you choose either the other one you suggested or whichever book I'm at in that series. Because I know I read Red Queen, and I know I read... man, I really should have looked it up before. The second one. But I think there's a 3rd one out now. King's Crown or something like that. Anyway, and EJ Creeds. I have not read Legend. I believe it is a trilogy. I have read The Rose Society by Marie Lu. So if you haven't tried that one, it was pretty good. It's also a series that I need to work on finishing. I was really excited for the suggestion of Throne of Glass, because I know, I think it was Jessie, might have been Michelle, might have been both of them actually, that were reading it somewhat recently and were raving about it. And Nicole, I have never heard of that, so I will look it up and add it to my list, because even if yours doesn't get chosen, I'm going to save all these to my Goodreads. If I can remember to go back and fill in the doobly-doo thing down below, I will link my Goodreads account for anybody else that has one. Feel free to friend me. So, what are we doing tonight? We are hitting madness and craziness. So, I need to get started very soon, because I need to put... oh, where's my book? Mini stitches. I printed out my calendar today. I need to put 125 stitches into Christmas Rules, as it was the one chosen for this week. And then I printed off this cute little counting down to 100. It's for kids, 100th day of school or whatever. But I'm going to use it to mark out, you know. My son just texted me, and I have no idea what he's talking about. Anyway. So, to mark out the 100 days of the hate, which actually starts tomorrow. I might go ahead and put a thread in tonight. I still haven't decided that or not. Just to kind of get myself in that rhythm. But it officially starts tomorrow. Sign-ups close at 11:59 tonight. Well, you're not going to see this video before then, so hopefully plenty. I know plenty of people have signed up. So there's over 400 people participating. So, okay. Next. Oh, and then I'm going, if those 2 things are done before midnight, I'm going to try and finish the back stitching on Under the Sea, because it's technically still today's whip. And I need to. It'll be a finish for me. Sorry, he distracted me. And then I'm going to pull out Guardians of Notre Dame, because I did download that one and the Legendary Creatures. So I am ready to go on it. I made myself a checklist today, and I actually went back and did everything on my checklist. That's awesome. I don't do that very often. Okay, and I say that. I did do everything on my checklist. And then I was like, I need to go to the store, because I need to grab this and this and this before work. So I went to the store, and I grabbed a bunch of stuff for work, and did not get the two things that I said I needed to go to the store for. Yeah. Also, I corrected my orientation for this video, so hopefully it looks better. I don't know, I hadn't watched the last one to find out. It was uploading while I was sleeping today. And then I downloaded a bunch of videos. So something else I'm thinking about doing, so you may look forward to this, is each night when I ramble, mentioning all the floss tubers that I watched up until that point that day. Because what I've been doing is, you know, I go into my subscription list, and anything that has above my watch line, I download those, and then I come here and I watch all those, and then once I'm finished with those, then I'll pull out my laptop and watch TV shows. So I'll have several to mention each night. If you are following me and you are a floss tuber and I am not subscribed to you, or you're not sure whether or not I'm subscribed to you, please feel free to comment below, give me your channel name, and I will subscribe if I'm not already. And if I am, I'll let you know. So, okay. The other thing I wanted to do, look, I'm already 6 minutes rambling. I told you the other day that I am working on kitting one project at a time. So you're going to do this with me tonight. Sort of. So first things first is I need my pencil pouch. That's the wrong one. That's already got something. Pencil pouch. I buy these at the Dollar General. Right now, they're stocking up on school supplies, so they have tons of them. They're $1 each. I buy one of each color except for black. I've decided to weed out my black. The reason being is I've started writing the project name on the back, and then I'll just, you know, put the finish date and then write the next project on there. But I can't do that on black. So, got that. Here's the pattern that I've picked for today. It is Country Cottage Needlework, Lovely Home. So what that says, Lovely Home. I picked this up when I was at the Marabella Minions Retreat in San Antonio last month. Focused? I don't know. So, I want to look at it. I need my project thingy. Project cards. I'm going to have to wave somebody through here in just a second. Oops, too far. Okay. So I'm going to pull one of these out. So, my project record. I'm going to write the chart name, which is Lovely Home. Write who it's by, which is Country Cottage Needleworks. Sometimes looking at the trucks as they're driving down the road with the sun bouncing off of them, I get these little lines in my vision. That's not cool. Okay, so the stitch count on this, there's a fly bugging me. You wonder why I'm shooing you. And I'll make sure you can't see the chart. Okay, stitch count is 47 by 127. So its recommended fabric is a 32 count creme brulee linen, courtesy of Yarn Tree. The finished size on a 32 count, which is what I'll use, is 3 by 8. So, you know, you give yourself extra. But, so pretty much any fabric is good. Let's see. So, okay. So it does give you the DMC equivalents. There is 5 colors. Yes, yeah, 5 colors. 3 of them are DMC. So I don't have to write anything for that other than DMC because I have a full set. And then it's got 2 classic colorworks, White Melon and Holly Jolly, which are, looks like the house is slightly variegated, and the little leaves and grass. So I think I will go ahead and stick with those. I don't know. The green one, I'm not sure about. The pink one, definitely. So I write down on a sticky note that I will stick to the front of this. I need to order Classic Colorworks Ripe Melon. And we'll just go ahead and put Jolly Holly. So I'm going to order those. And it doesn't give the DMC alternatives. Am I showing all the pattern? I hope not. So, there. Now, it shows it on this creamy colored linen. I should we put this on there? Do I have to do that? Cameras are just not always awesome. Yeah, sorry. Okay, that tan color, it's not really my thing. I don't really do the neutrals too well, at least the browns. So, ooh, now I'm really dark. Let's try this again. Okay, so I think I'm going to put it on yellow. I think the pink and the green will look really good on yellow. I actually have a cut of Apollo from, I don't have it with me. I'll get it here in a little bit. Apollo from Under the Sea Fabrics. It's a really pretty yellow. It's actually what I'm doing foxglove on, but I bought the one without the shiny stuff. So I think I will put it on that. So I'm going to go ahead and write, and actually that's a linen, not even weave. So, linen, 32 count, Apollo, from Under the Sea Fabrics. This thing doesn't have any beads. I don't have a start or a finish date yet because it's just a kit, so don't fill that in. So this is what it looks like right now. Oh, and Classic Colorworks. So that's what that looks like right now. Ignore my sloppy handwriting. Then I take this little pattern. Oh, I almost showed you. And I put it in here. The next thing I will do, which I'm not going to do on camera, is I grab, let's see if I have one. I need to buy more. I'm almost out. Where's the pink bag? It's in the truck. Okay. So I grabbed a little baggie. Typically they're more narrow than this. When I have to use these, I tend to staple them. But anyway, so take one of these, and I grab a few index cards. Let's see, there are 5 colors, did I say? 3 DMC, 2 Classic Colorworks. Yes, there's 5 colors. So I will take 5 cards. I will write the, on the line side, I'll write the DMC color or the Classic Colorworks, whatever, on there. I'll draw the little symbol as best as I can because I'm not an artist. And I'll put them in numerical order and put them in the baggie. And then I go through and I pull those colors. I strip, okay, so how I do it is as I'm unwinding the bobbin, I count to 20, I clip it. I fold it in half, I clip it. So then I've got 2 strands of 10, 10 counts. I don't know how long that is, but it seems to work for me. When I try to increase to a, how do I make that go away? When I tried to increase to a longer strand, I started tearing up my thread all the time. So then I'll put those in the baggie behind their little numbers. That's fine. And then I'll put that baggie in this baggie. And then I still need to scan this into my computer so that I can, oh my goodness, I keep doing that. So I need to scan this into my computer so I can use it on my iPad. Then I have that, and then I get the fabric and I put it in here, and this is how I keep track of all my whips. And then, yeah. So So that is me kitting up a lip. I don't need to buy fabric. I do need to buy floss. We're good to go. So I'm going to pull out Christmas rules, put it on the Q-snap, show it to y'all, and then get started. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back already. I say already. It's been more than a few minutes because I decided to, since I finished kitting that one thing, get whatever I didn't need in here out. So I'm not feeling ultra crowded, and so that at 5:30 in the morning when my relief shows up, I'm not carrying 10 trips out to the truck, because I feel the need to have everything with me all the time. I know I've said this before, but it's probably been a while, and so I bring everything in here, and then do like 2 things with something, and then yeah, it's just sitting in here. So trying to be a little more organized in that respect too. Okay, so here is where Christmas rules is starting for the month. Oops, sorry. So I guess I worked on this one night when I didn't have my truck with me, and so I ran out of colors, and I just had to let it be, because I keep this in my truck. It is the full set of DMC, unless I'm missing a couple, which that's one of the things I have to do tonight, is go through, see what's missing out of here. Then tomorrow while I'm at home, I'm going to pull them out of my full set that's at the house, refill this, and then write down whichever ones I had to pull, so that during the sale at Joann's on Wednesday's the only day I have off. So I'm going to go up there Wednesday and get whatever I need to restock. In fact, I haven't even finished kitting or bobbinating from the last time I restocked. So I have to think about that too. Alright, so I know that I have the colors that I didn't have when I worked on this last time. So we're going to finish up the border of Honor Traditions, and then give Santa milk and cookies. I doubt I'll finish this in 125 stitches, but I'll get a pretty good chunk done. I need to take a picture of that and post it on the Facebook group before I get started. So first video of the night I'm like 26 seconds in. It is Kat from Cross Stitch Chaos. I was not following her pre-StitchCon. I really thought I was, but apparently I wasn't, because I had to go find her today. And the episode I'm watching is the Know Your Needleworker tag, because I really feel like, you know, that helps introduce you. So if I follow somebody new, I mostly just follow your most recent video, but if I know there's a Know Your Needleworker tag anywhere in there, I will go back and watch it, so that I feel like I get to know you a little bit. But then I just kind of continue from now on, because if I try and go back and binge watch people, I will never be able to watch everybody, and I try and watch as many people as I can. So I am going to get started on that. I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Now I can't remember. I do that a lot, don't I? What? Okay. See you soon. Bye. Ah. Good evening. Okay, so I lost track of my stitching while I was watching Cross Stitch Chaos Kat's video. So I actually did 154 stitches instead of 125. Oh well, it's okay. So here's where it's at. If I fold the fabric over the back, I tuned it. You can see better. So finished up Honor Traditions. All I had was the border. Finished the word Santa and started on the working milk. So a couple people voted for this because the words are going to go really fast, and I'm going to get a lot done this month, because I believe the total for the month is 3,125, I think. For sure. Okay. But I have to say, I met Kat at StitchCon. This is what I was trying to say last video, and I totally forgot. So I met Kat at StitchCon. She's a big ball of interesting. Like, I love roller coasters, but I don't even compare to Kat's love of roller coasters. But it was fun listening to her talk about them, because I do enjoy them. And I did get to have some 2 cents there, because she never got the chance to go to Astroworld, and so I got to tell her a little bit about it. But I was watching her Know Your Needle Worker tag, and she would mention something. I'm like, oh my goodness, me too. And it's so funny how so many of us floss tubers, we have similar interests, and then we have different ones. So then we keep each other entertained. This is what happens during these videos. So anyways, really enjoyed her video. Had to stop at one point and message her because I just couldn't handle it anymore. I had to talk to her about something that she posted, or that she talked about. I was going to say something else on that effect, and I can't remember what it was. So, next up, I think I'm going to, let's see, it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and work on Under the Sea, try and get the last of that back stitching done. So I've just got him, the fish, the rest of this right here, and then it's done. So I'm going to work on it. If it gets done before midnight, then I will go ahead and put a strand in the Heaven and Earth design, even though that technically does not start till tomorrow. And then move on to Guardians of Notre Dame. I keep trying to mix those two up so bad. It looks like I'm getting rain again tonight. I'm apparently very well located for some of the West Texas storms, because like where we live, storms tend to go around us because we're kind of in the middle of some mountains. Not mountains, big hills, whatever. Anyway, it tends to go around us because we're kind of in this bowl. Every once in a while we get some good rain. But since I've been at this location, which has just been a few weeks, it's rained out here about 4 times. So I'm conveniently located. Anyway, gonna get to work. I'll check back in with y'all in just a few. Oh, one more thing. So I just finished Cross Stitch Chaos, and now I am watching Metal Scrapping Chick. I don't know her actual name. I'm sorry. Oh, and Pam and Steph have put out a video, so that will be next. After I finish this one, because this one's only like 12 minutes long. All right, I'll be back. Hey there. It is not even 10 o'clock yet, and it's pouring down rain again, so much that it is flooding in here. There's a good bit of water on the floor coming in from under the door, so I gotta make sure all my stuff's picked up so nothing gets wet. That happened to me one time. It flooded really bad in my shack, and I dropped several bobbins into it. It was horrible. Anyway, so I am back because I did a thing, and that thing is finished Under the Sea Stitch Along by Doreen Jones and Lakeside Needlecraft. Finally, this bottom part was more of a monster than the whole rest of the thing. So glad that's done. Look at the initials. My daughter will be so excited. So, on to the next thing. I'm going to fold that the other way. I'm going to pull out my Heaven and Earth design. I'm going to put one strand of a color in. I don't know what color, because I haven't pulled up the pattern yet. But I will show you where it's at, because I have it all ready to go. I just love that bag. It's amazing. Okay, so I gotta tighten it up. Since I'm leaving it on the Q snap for the month when I'm not working on it, I kind of loosen it. This is where I'm at. It looks like we're gonna be over in this area. So there are parked threads. So I'll just be grabbing one of the parked ones, stitching it up, parking it again, and I'll be right back. Back already. Yeah, doing the one strand is going to be really easy, and some days I may have to do a little more. But I did one strand. You're not going to be able to tell anything, but it was 7 stitches. So, not too bad. Tonight's not an official start, so it's all good. The lightning is really big and really close. And anyway, something I meant to mention earlier. I've watched 2 videos since I last mentioned something. Pam from Rose City Stitches had quite a few finishes and quite a bit of haul. And then I'm almost done with Kindred Stitcher. She's talking about acorns and threads, so I'm sorry. I'm very easily distracted right now because of the weather. I'm starving and all my food is in my truck. So, and it's pouring down rain, so I'm not going out there. Anyway, those are the 2 I've been watching. My service, it's being a butthead, so I'm not going to get to watch Pam and Steph until tomorrow when I can download it. Every once in a while I can get a picture to upload, so I did put my finish on Instagram. Anyway, it's time to pull out Guardians of Notre Dame, so I'll, excuse me, check in a few when I get that on the Q-Snap. Okay, so I have my Guardians on the Q-Snap. I do want to get started on it kind of quickly because I'm behind. I mean, I'm caught up, but I'm behind because I ran out of 535 last time. So I made sure and I remembered to grab it before I came to work tonight because it was part of the reason I thought I wasn't going to be able to work on it until later this week. So I thought I was going to have to go buy some. I did have some, and I remembered to grab it. So I need to go back and work on the border a little bit, plus get the border for this one and do this one. And I want to try and get it all done tonight so that I stay caught up. So I need to get to work, right? Right. And yet I feel like I've done a ton tonight. It's awesome. And it's 10:05. And I just heard from my husband he might be bringing me pizza. I'm a lucky girl. See y'all soon. Good morning. It is almost 5:30. My Relief has a flat tire and no spare. So I have no idea when I get to go home. But I did get my Guardian finished. Not the border. Hopefully, maybe like this month or next month, I'll have a little bit of time when I can pull this out a second time and get border caught up. But at least my Guardian is complete. So I'm still up to date on this. Let me pull it off here for you. While I was stitching, let's see who all I talked to. Because after the last time I talked to y'all, I did a lot of... I've literally watched Floss Tube all night. I never pulled out my laptop. Okay, so I watched Lily Pad Revivals. She had a bunch of haul. I watched Mon Dot Stitches. I feel really bad for her daughter, and I hope everything turns out okay. The Addicted Sisters, they are always super fun to watch. Okay, hold on. I think I have it upside down. Okay. So there is where we're at. I know there's threads all over the place because I'm this messy stitcher, but look. Yay! It's so beautiful. Brittany, you're amazing! Okay, so, watch the Addicted Sisters. I really like their Christmas in July Instagram thing, but I don't think I'll be participating. I already have so much going on, and maybe if I had known about it before I made my monthly plan, but now it's too much. Okay, Stitching Shadows. She's part of the reason I even considered vlogging in the first place, and she doesn't even have to try hard, and she's awesome. Okay, Nicole Buckeye Stitcher. I started this video the other day, and I think I was buffering a lot, so I finished it last night. I really loved meeting Nicole. That's a bug. Ugh. Really loved meeting Nicole, and getting to spend some time with her on the shuttle, and just awesome. And she has so much energy in this video, the post-StitchCon, just a lot of, she's kind of all over the place, but I think I love that even more. Okay, I started Crafty Kim's, but I haven't finished it, so that one will be another day, probably tonight. I finally got Pam and Steph Just Keep Stitching to load and watch their almost 2-hour video again. And then I was just starting Pretty Southern, but now I have to stop. So she will be tonight, her and Crafty Kim. So it is time to get cleaned up. So where Guardians was at. I gotta pick up. Good evening, everybody. It is Monday, July 2nd. In the evening. I'm super tired today. Like, I'm so ready for Wednesday for a day off because I'm exhausted. Okay, so pulled out Christmas rules. We're gonna put 75 stitches in this one today. So I should get a good chunk of the word done because that's what I'm gonna stick with for now. And then today's day 1 of the 100 Day of Hay challenge. So I need to work on it for a little bit. If I have some time before midnight, I'm going to pull... Never mind. Just ignore that. So my next project is Legendary Creatures. I will work on it tonight. Man. Brain. Work. Turn on. Activate brain. Okay. I'm sorry for the quick cutoff of this morning's portion of the video. My husband called. Cause, like I told you, my relief was running late, and when that happens, he likes to call every 5 minutes to see if the situation has changed, because he does not like me being stuck at work. And my relief this morning was the kid that lives right across the street from us. So my husband was like, I will go and I will pick him up, and I will take him to work, and then find out if I could take him home from work tonight so that you can come home and get some sleep. Luckily, my relief was only about 20 minutes late, and, you know, flat tires happen. Unfortunately, his spare was flat too, so it took a little longer to get his tire aired up. So he had to walk it to somewhere that he could air it up. So anyway, I'm going to get started on this. I'm talking to my Tour de Stitches group about that activity starting soon. It starts on the 7th, so we still have a few days. That's all about trying to get as many stitches as you can. So, I'm going to get to work. I'll check in with y'all shortly. Alright, I am back. I forgot to mention earlier that I was watching Vicky over at Reading and Stitching talk a little bit of post-stitch con, mostly a lot of haul. Holy moly, her shelves full of patterns is insane. Like, it's like walking into the library, you know, in the movie Beauty and the Beast. It's just like everywhere. That's what her patterns look like. It's crazy. Awesome. So now I am watching Amy Loves Toads. It just started, so I don't know a whole lot about this episode just yet. I got my 75 stitches put in. It's actually 77 because I wanted to just finish the K. I mean, when it's 2 extra stitches, you finish it. So I'm gonna pull you in kind of close there so you can see, not through my fabric. So that goes up for today, and we will pull it back out tomorrow. I am going to take a short break and put some food in my stomach. Like, I ate on the way to work today. Oh my goodness, it was horrible. So I got this barbecue, like popcorn chicken with barbecue sauce on it from the convenience store, and I didn't want to get my hands dirty, right? So I'm like tipping this cup of popcorn chicken into and letting a piece of chicken fall into my mouth. Well, then about that time I hit a bump and dropped the entire cup full of barbecue chicken on my shirt. Luckily I had baby wipes sitting right next to me, so I was able to clean most of it up. And then at that point I'm like, why wasn't I just using my fingers to grab it? Because there's baby wipes right there. Seriously. But it was just a little snack, and I'm still hungry. So I'm going to eat a little bit, then pull out my Heaven and Earth design mini treasure hunt bookshelf. I haven't decided if I'm going to just put one strand in or a little bit more. Just because I kind of want to see the difference each day. I don't know. So I will show y'all after, because y'all just saw it. And so I will show you after I stop on that. See you in a little bit. Good evening once again. I put this up like a crazy person. Well, I ended up doing more than one strand. I did like maybe 8 strands. Then I may try and like give myself maybe like an hour or until until dark, because once it started getting dark I had a harder time seeing it and working on it, because I'm not bringing my hot light every night. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not going on. So I'm still trying to, where am I going? Upload on Instagram the picture. It takes a while because my service sucks. So you really can't see much just by looking at it on the video. I'm going to show you anyway. But what I'm doing on Instagram is taking a picture of the full piece and taking a picture of it really zoomed in on the 100 block square that I'm working on. This does mean you'll get to see some stitches that aren't the prettiest, because yeah, it's so confetti heavy that it gets really thick here on the back. And so sometimes, you know, when I'm pushing the stitch through, it doesn't go in the exact hole or whatever. They're not perfect stitches. But if you don't want to, if that doesn't bother you, you can go look at them on my Instagram at Sammy J Stitches to see that. So you can tell though, I finished all the hanging threads. So there's no more hanging from that block. There's still at least, well, not quite half a block to go, but those are all threads I'm going to have to grab. But a lot of them are of the same, I think there's like maybe 3 colors left in that block. So most of them are the same. They'll go really fast. So I'll probably finish up that block tomorrow night. Minimum, if not more. Also, I showed you before these bags I got from the Multi-Crafty Hermit. And she has 2 different kinds. Okay, so this is the large, I believe. And it fits my Q-snap perfectly. I mean, like, no room to spare perfectly, which is fine with me. I like it. I like it because it's not all wobbly and folly and stuff, because it's nice and firm, but it's protected. But I have 2 different type of bags. So this one is actually supposed to go vertically like this, and you've got your zipper across the top. And then my other one, see, it's long waist. So then I would slide it down in like this. So I think that's pretty interesting. I think I do prefer this because there's a little bit more room on the sides than there is the top and the bottom. So sometimes you got to be careful not to get your fabric or your threads snagged in this zipper. But in case you're planning on ordering and want to see what it looks like, this is with an 8x11 Q-snap in it. So an 8x8 you'd have plenty of room. It's just if you want an 8x11, if you get the vertical zipper, it's a tight fit. You want to make sure and watch out for your fabric. So now I've got to pull out Legendary Creatures and put it on its Q-snap. And then I'll get started on it. Let me just go ahead and pull it out without stopping the video. So I used to carry this work bag, and it was all big and floppy, and like when it was full it held quite a bit, but then I would take all my stuff out and then it's like sitting on the floor flopping around. There's nowhere to hang it in here. It's a big pain in my butt. So when I went to StitchCon, I bought one of those small suitcases that are like a perfect size for a personal item that you slide under the seat in front of you, and I've been using it as my work bag now. So $40 well spent. Well spent. Okay. Fold this in half, show you where I'm at. Then I'll place it on the Q-snap and get to work. Here's where I'm at. I'm working on him right now. And then, let's see, A, B, C, D. I don't know. E is either at the end here or right here. So I'll either do E or whatever's right above it. I think A is right here because it's technically the one that goes with this. So I'll be doing A next. So that's where we're at. I'm going to place this on the Q-snap. Get to work on it. Now this project and I have not had the greatest relationship, okay? I was so excited to sign up for it. The only thing they showed you before you got started was Medusa, and I thought she was freaking adorable, and I still do. And when I first got it, the first few characters, I went fast. I was knocking them out. And then I got to the hippogriff, and after that, man, I could not get myself to work on this thing. It took me a few times of working on it to get the hippogriff and the Mayan. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I would if I read the story behind it, because they do give you a full, like, what is this? Where does it come from? How to pronounce it? Where's my Q-snap thing? Oh, there. So, for some reason, it took me forever to get those done. And then when I got to him, this Fafnir, I know I'm pronouncing these things wrong. When I got to him, I started really going again. So hopefully that stays tonight, and I'll get a lot done, because it's only like 9 o'clock, and I have till 5 o'clock in the morning. It'll get busy here around 11 to midnight, because they're expecting a bunch of crews to come in. But that should really be the only time I'm busy. So hopefully I get lots of work done on this tonight. But if I have a problem with it, like I have the past couple times, who knows? Sorry, I had to stand up. The one problem with this shack being so small is my knee has been acting up, and I can't, like, get it to stop hurting until I stand up. So I'm gonna get to work, and I will check back in with y'all in a little while. Good morning, beautiful people. It is almost 4 o'clock. Tuesday, July 3rd. I didn't get as much done as I could have, but it wasn't because I took issue with my stitching. It was because there was other things I need to get done. So, oh, and a lot of chatting with other stitchers. So let me show you where I got to. I got all of the one I was working on done and started. So he's all done. And then I started on this one. So, but what I would do is I would put a strand in here and then put it down. And I would come over and I would bobbinate, because I had a bunch of thread that needed to be bobbinated. And then I would go through one section of my box, so approximately 12 colors, and make sure they were all there. Basically, I'm trying to get a list of which ones I need to purchase when I go to Joann's on Thursday or Wednesday, July 4th. So I can get, stocked up. I only get one day off this week, so it's the day I'm doing my shopping, plus it's the day they're having that sale. Yeah. The other thing, it's also been kind of a busy night. I'm on my second page. That means I've seen close to 40 people. So, wash, rinse, repeat, that's what I did for the last however long. So, I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, I'm going to jump in here real quick and add a couple more things that I forgot to say because, yeah. I watched lots of stitchers tonight, and since that has been my MO, this video is to shout them out as I watch them. I have a little list for you here. I'm going to go through it kind of quickly, though. Amy loves toads. Amy loves toads. I did that last time, too. She lost her fabric. It went to Hawaii. But 123 Stitch is being really great about it, and they're helping her with that. She also has one of those don't say giveaways on her channel, so if you haven't checked her out yet, now might be the time to do it. I don't, hold on, let me see if I can get the video number. I'm watching Elena B right now, but she cracks me up. I'm only halfway through hers. Okay. Floss tube number 9. She has one of those. Okay. Sorry about the moving of the camera. Lisa S. Stitches. She dyed some fabric in that video. It's neat to check out. And she's doing giant Harry Potter, which I think is amazing. Part of me wants to do it, and part of me is like, nah, it's not really my thing. Anyway, she's also part of the 100 Days of Hate challenge, so root her along right with myself. Next, I watched Stitching with the Dachshund. She's a Texan. She's a Texas stitcher. She usually has her little puppies with her, and her husband does some really cool stuff too. So you get to see a little bit of her work and a little bit of her husband's. I hope I wrote this down right. Stitched Pixels. Hold on. Yeah, Stitched Pixels, Amanda. She does a lot of very modern stuff. Lots of Pokemon, lots of gaming things. I absolutely loved her work, especially this one Tribal Evolutions thing. That was pretty freaking awesome. My daughter would love it. She is also doing the 100 Days of Hate. You know, there's like almost 500 people signed up for that. Okay, let's see. Distracted Stitcher. I didn't write anything down for her. I know I watched it. I know that she finished the that Hobbit piece with the breakfast 11s. She had to change colors. It looked amazing. She looked really amazing too. I thought she looked very pretty. Annette Akers. She did a beautiful mandala diamond painting. I've been talking to my daughter just the last couple days. I told her, go to Stitcherista's videos and watch some of her diamond painting videos. She said, what's diamond painting? I said, go watch, and then you'll know. And Sheila watched it, and of course, now she wants to try it. So we may pick up a kit at Michael's this week and try doing it together, maybe. Also, I have Once Upon a Stitch. I don't want to try and butcher her last name because I know I haven't been pronouncing it correctly, because when she says it, yeah, it doesn't sound anything like what I would say. But her name's Lori. She comments on my videos, thousands of other videos. She had an adorable cube finish that she had like a box that it fit into perfectly, and she could just slide it in and out. That was really awesome. It is Kismet. Diana. I met her the first time at the Floss Tube retreat in Austin. She's one of those very bubbly people. She came up to me and just started talking like we had known each other forever. And I, at the time, had no idea who she was. I think I had watched one of her videos in preparation, but even then I couldn't remember. Got to see her again at StitchCon. She's a great and awesome person, and she does her StitchCon wrap-up. I'm missing somebody. Oh, Crafting Between Stitches, Samantha. It's so weird when she says, hi, it's Samantha, because my name's Samantha, but I don't really go by Samantha. Like, I'll introduce myself that way because that's my birth given name, but I've always gone by Sam or Sammy. So whenever I hear her say that, I'm like, oh, okay, it's you. But she dyed some fabric, and she, of course, has all the purchases, and she's hoping she might be able to get a second lady of the flag, and if so, she's going to do a giveaway soon. So, one of those, not a giveaways. And so we have to stay tuned for that. So if you don't already follow her, you need to go and watch. So I know it was a lot, but Floss tubers are awesome, and you have to know about all of them. Okay, I cut into my video to put this in there, so it's gonna look weirdly spliced, but I didn't want to end the video and you not get all this. So I will talk to you. Oh, so, and also, I put together several of the videos that I've already recorded and realized that I'm almost at my 45 minutes. So, with the last one I made right before this, because it wasn't included yet, and with this one, I'm sure I'll be really close to my 45 minutes, so I think this is going to be my last entry, and then I'm going to upload. Y'all, it's Tuesday. I uploaded my last one on Sunday. I don't know if I'm talking too much, or I got too much going on, but I hope I don't run any of y'all off. So, anyway, I'm going to pull out my ATC and work on it for the last hour before I have to pack up, and I can't show that to y'all. So, this will be my last video, until next time. So, I hope you all have a great stitchy week. Thank you for a few days, however long this is gonna go. I appreciate everybody that likes and subscribes and comes back and listens to me babble. If you're new here, welcome. I've got plenty of new here's lately and lots of comments, and I really appreciate it. I am still looking for book recommendations and movie recommendations. Feel free to leave those at any time. On July, what'd I say? I don't remember. Sometime next week. Or maybe the end of this week. I don't know. I will go through and pick one of those books and start listening to it. So, anyway, I'm going to sign off now. Happy stitching. See y'all later.